Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. So I wanted to talk about the big moment that happened in, well, I mean, there's several big moments that happened in episode 9. And more specifically, I guess, the big death. So before we go any further, I do have to warn you that this will contain spoilers for episode 9, so I hope you guys are all aware of that. I really want to talk about this character because I just want to get my thoughts on the character as a whole, but before I get to that, I want to talk about the death scene in general. Was it done right? I want to talk about the circumstances that led to that moment. And just go into a little bit more of that. So obviously, if you're new here, make sure to be a subscriber if you want more Walking Dead content like this. And also, if you haven't already, make sure to go follow me on Twitch. We're going to be doing live streams there all the time. Last night was a lot of fun. A lot of you guys were there. It was so cool to actually interact with you guys, and you guys actually kept me pretty awake for most of the night. You know, usually when I haven't been doing the streams for every episode like before, and usually I would just like almost fall asleep beforehand. I would be setting an alarm and I'd be watching the episode with one eye open, or like, you know, it kind of got like that sometimes. And so it was kind of nice to actually be talking with you guys throughout most of that. And it was just super cool. And it's weird how it's working out because for some reason I'm getting the episodes early. I don't know why. And it seems to be a thing in every one of these streams. I always get it early, and you have a bunch of people saying like, wait, I don't have it. Why don't I have it? And it is just simply because for some reason, I'm getting it early. I don't know why. I haven't been able to explain this yet, but for some reason, I'm getting it a couple hours early. I think it's an hour and a half early exactly, which gives me enough time to watch the episode, do my review, basically have it up right in time for when you guys are done the episode. So yeah, it's been working out really conveniently for me as of now, which obviously I am very thankful for. So I hope to see you guys there on Twitch. We are going to be doing a live stream actually today. I want to talk. I'm going to do all this before the Super Bowl, by the way, just because I know the Super Bowl is the Super Bowl and people are going to want to watch that. I want to watch it too. So yeah, we're going to talk about episode 9. We're going to talk about episode 10 quite a bit. And we'll go through that. We're also going to play the game that I've been playing, Phasmophobia, and try to actually catch, or not, I guess not catch, but actually successfully figure out which ghost we're talking to. It can get really scary. Some of these ghosts can get really violent. Anyways, the big death of episode 9 was Alden, and it was someone that I predicted was going to die. I mean, oh man, going back to like episode 2 or 3, actually not even that. Going back to, I think, the trailer for Comic-Con last year. So it was a while. Like when we saw that trailer, I thought Alden was getting bit. It just seemed like he was going to die. He was really wounded. Obviously, none of that was right. It ended up being the woman that was in Maggie's group, right? And, you know, you fast forward to episode 3, you see what happens there when she left him at the church. It just kind of seems so obvious. And then as the episodes went on and we didn't see Alden at all, and it seemed more evident that they're going to be spending time at the Reaper base, the Meridian, the whole time, then like, yeah, I really think Alden is dead. And we had a lot of theories as to what was going to happen. Like, were they going to find Alden at Meridian or at the church? You know, for me, I kind of went back and forth. I think mostly I thought he was going to be at the church. But then more recently, I thought, well, you know what? I don't even know if they're going to have enough time to go back to the church. It turns out, I mean, yeah, obviously they did have time. But anyways, yeah, Alden's death. The question is, was it done right? I would really like to know what you guys have to say. So definitely comment down below. My thoughts on it. Was Alden's death done right? I think visually it was. I think the moments leading up to his death, definitely, I think actually were pretty amazing. I think the way he stood up to Maggie in episode 2, you know, just his story kind of in general in those 2 episodes was kind of cool. He really helped out Maggie, but kind of stood up to her. I really liked that character's journey, that character's story there. I think the visuals of, you know, leaving him in the church, just that stuff there, it was just so cinematic. It looked so good. Again, that could be because they switched to digital. It just looked really great. Going to this episode here and actually seeing him as a walker, it was really shocking. I couldn't believe what we were seeing. And so visually, again, it looked absolutely amazing. I really have no issues with it. But, and I know you guys were waiting for that, I will say, in terms of a deserving moment, I really feel like he deserved a little bit more. You know, and it's not to say that the moment wasn't good and it wasn't a heartbreaking scene. It definitely was. It was shocking and everything. I kind of feel like his death should have mattered a little bit more to the story. You know, so there's that element to it. It just kind of felt like he died for no reason. Yeah, he got wounded by the Reapers, but the Reaper arc in general kind of feels so pointless. It just came out of nowhere just because they needed something to do before they got into the Commonwealth. And it really, honestly, it felt so pointless. Yes, I had fun with them ending the arc yesterday, but it was only because they actually ended the arc in episode 9. So that's why it was fun. But, beforehand, it was kind of hard to get through the episodes because they were fun, but just tonally, everything felt so off. And like, how much does Alden's death really contribute to the story at all? That's sort of my whole thing about it. Like, yeah, you do have to kill awesome characters. I'm okay with that, but you always got to service the story in some way. And I think the way they killed him off, it just made no sense. Unless going forward, Alden's death affects Maggie a lot. Because Maggie, deciding to go on this trip to the Reaper base and get revenge got everyone killed, right? I think that could be something that they could explore, but it just doesn't seem like it because it seems like they're jumping forward in time 6 months, right? So I'm like, how much are we really going to get here? And like, I just feel like there was a lot more to the story here that they should have expanded on. I think they could have did a little bit more here. I really feel like the final showdown maybe should have been in front of the church. I think that they could have actually did something there where they all went back there, the Reapers were there. And then you see Alden sort of like, I don't know if he's hanging on a cross or whatever. Like you could do whatever you want to do with the character. Maybe he was burnt like that walker we saw, right? That would be so crazy. It was just heavily insinuated that was Alden. Maybe you don't even see the death, but you're just like, you're picturing, whoa, all that happened to him. He burnt alive. That's just, you're feeling angry and pissed off. And then it leads to this epic battle with the Reapers. I think it would have made more sense there. Instead of this, where they just left him there, they went and dealt with the Reapers, came back to the church, and then they just kind of found him in there and he's dead. They put him down and just buried him. And like that was it. And then they literally cut to other stuff regarding Maggie and Negan right away. It wasn't even about Alden. It was about the fight between those two characters. So like Alden basically, in a sense, didn't really matter to anyone here. So again, I really like the visuals. I like everything. I think the pacing of everything was so great. And it was evenly paced. I just think the death should have mattered more. And that's not really a knock on like Alden or Maggie, really. It's just sort of on the Reaper arc in general. None of it kind of mattered. And so in that sense, when you kill off a character like this in an arc that doesn't matter, that's not going to affect the characters moving forward because you reset it like or with that 6-month time jump. Yeah, it just kind of feels like Alden died for nothing. So I think you could have made Alden's death, I think it was time to kill a character off. I'll say that. I definitely think so. But I just, I think with what that character has contributed to, with how much he has contributed to the story over the years, I think it was probably smarter to do something more there, especially because like Negan and Alden do have some sort of connection there a little bit, in terms of Alden was a former savior. I just would have liked a little bit more there. But again, that is sort of the issue with the Reaper arc in general. They rushed through it all. It's weird, like, they took too long with it, I think, in season 11A, only to rush it at the very end. It really makes no sense to me. There's so many scenes in season 11A they could have cut out. They didn't even have to make the Reaper arc this big. They really didn't. They could have made it a small little battle, a small thing. They could have wrote something completely different. They didn't have to make them go to Meridian. They could have made it where the Reapers were coming to Alexandria or something different, just to shorten that travel time. And so you don't have to have them, spread across so many episodes. Maybe it was just a nearby subway they were occupying. Like it was just, they could have did a lot more there. And I think, yeah, I don't know. All I'll say is I'm definitely really glad that the arc is over. I had fun with episode 9. I had fun ending it. And now we're going to the Commonwealth, and that insane ending. I mean, there's a reason why I use it in the title, because it was insane. I wasn't expecting to get all of that, and that completely reset everything. I'm so excited for episode 10. I really cannot wait to watch the episode, to see everyone's reactions to being at the Commonwealth. It's going to be so much fun. And just to see where the story is going to go now, because this is a different threat and we're going into the end game now for the show. We have, 15 episodes left. So that's still a long time. That's basically a full season. It's like we just started a new season, right? So they have a lot to get into here, and they've already set some stuff up already season 11A. So there's that. But my thoughts on Alden as a whole, I really like the character sort of overall. I love the character a lot in season 8. I think in season 9 as well, he started to get better and he started to grow a lot more. I really loved his relationship with Enid. Sad to think that Enid and Alden are both gone, but I guess they're reunited in some sense, right? So I'm happy. I'm happy for that. But he was a really great character on the show. He survived from seasons 8 to 11. He really, if you think about it, he was just sort of a random background savior that grew into such a beloved character. So you know, I'm really happy with how things have turned out. I'm happy that he was a character on the show. Rest in peace, Alden. I don't really know who else is going to be at the hilltop now besides, I guess, just Maggie. It's so weird, man. Like, Maggie's going to go back to the hilltop and there's just all new people there. Like, that's the craziest thing. Like, over Angela Kang's time as the showrunner, she just completely destroyed the hilltop. Got rid of Tara, there is Enid, and now Alden, and Jesus, and like, oh my god, everyone is gone at the hilltop. There's literally Maggie's going back for, like, what? I guess just the community and the fact that Glenn is there, but I can't believe it. Like, yes, Alexandria, the kingdom, yes, they have lost people, but man, the hilltop got hit hard. Anyways, I just wanted to get my thoughts on that, so definitely post your thoughts down below on Alden's death. Hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.